Well, that was a good start to the show.
It mimics my last 2 days with computers. It's my life, man.
The first 8 minutes was awesome.
Oh, God, yeah, for sure.
And now we got our RuPaul Christmas Carol, so what could be wrong?
Yeah, this is beautiful. This matches my mood. It's very lively, happy. Everything's going great. Shoot me.
Here we go. Joe's here.
Joe Cocazello.
Good to be back, boys.
It's a holiday when you're near, baby. All boys will be loud and proud and singing.
Disco Christmas by RuPaul.
I'll take it over that Paul McCartney bit. I'm not kidding. Hey! Oh, well, we'll talk about it, I'm sure.
She needs a Christmas special.
How many beers would it take for you to think RuPaul in drag is hot and make out with him?
0.
You're just ready to go.
He's hot. I'd hit that in a heartbeat.
He makes a fine-looking lady, though.
Yeah. Yes, he does.
And at this point, he can't fool anyone, right? He can't go out bar hopping going, hey. You're like, stop it. You're a dude. I know it. You're RuPaul.
This is my buddy, Ru.
We got to talk some stuff. We're going to talk Quentin Tarantino. We're going to talk, hey, how about that Donald Trump and his...
Every day. It's
Every
something.
day.
It is. It's like one of those bingo machines where they just pull out a ball. Oh, today I'm gonna say something stupid about Mexicans.
The most ridiculous. Yes, no, it's like a Mad Libs.
And now
it's a
calling-
crazy Libs
yeah.
where he
Yeah.
it's all right. Pick ethnicity.
Yeah.
Today is Mexicans.
The Mexicans are
And
poopy.
yes, exactly. We need a verb and about Mexicans.
And the ladies. Can't forget the ladies in the room. We'll put them down as well.
Yeah.
Why not?
Don't forget the retards.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
So the latest was let's stop no Muslims.
Yeah.
Yeah.
0 Muslims.
Yeah, 0.
From entering.
Smells like Hitler. We're also
Baby Hitler.
We're also going to talk in the show. This guy from Southern Minnesota. Listen here. Wait, hold on. Oh, let's get this.
Which that is a
Sounds
sketch.
just like RuPaul.
It's a sketch I wanted to do was Baby Hitler, but I don't have access to an infant. So if there's an infant out there in your listening audience and you don't mind me putting a little shoe polish Hitler mustache on your child.
Nothing could go wrong there. We're going to talk to this guy, Jeff Balcom. Check it out. Listen.
Hey, Powerless Belk here. It is December 7th, 2015. I've been without power for 2 years, 2 months, and probably a couple weeks. They've switched over to Benco, but Alliant is still in control. We covered that in the last episode.
He's got his own webisodes where he's been living without power.
How does
He
he
must have
power
power
his
to
episode?
power the
Yeah,
webisode.
does he have like a...
I don't know if
He harnesses the power of the wind.
he squats at a caribou to
Yeah,
get
he
his
just
stuff
goes
going.
to a coffee shop and it's just this crazy person at a coffee shop. You're like, hey, what's with the hobo with the laptop?
You just described us.
Yeah, that is very true.
Anyway,
Run up there, grab me another cup. By the way.
lots to talk about on the show today. First, though, Jennifer Aniston wants to remind us about how wonderful the folks at St. Jude are.
Sexy.
Daily keeps a journal as she fights brain cancer.
I wish I wasn't.
She's talking about brain cancer, and I'm still getting a half.
You're getting so much better. Because St. Jude Children's Research Hospital has created a special treatment giving Kaylee and kids like her across America the best chance of survival.
I want to write, my cancer is gone.
Oh, honey, St. Jude has doubled those chances for you.
Donate now at stjude.org or shop wherever you see the St. Jude logo.
Yes, they do wonderful. Oh, they do wonderful things there at St. Jude.
That is one sexy broad. So sexy.
So you're Brad Pitt. What do? You got Angelina Jolie or Jennifer? What are you going to do?
Jennifer.
He picked the wrong horse.
Yeah,
Yeah, like,
He picked a
it's-
horse, all right.
I mean, okay, all right. Everybody knows crazy chicks are great in the sack. But he married the Great Lay, and then that he has to deal with. She goes, I'm going to go out for a bit. I'm going to go shopping. And then she comes home from Africa with the baby.
They've got like, 6, 7
Dude,
kids
they got
now.
a whole little league baseball team going.
You know what? I think
they got the infield, definitely.
I think that's actually normalized her and Brad Pitt as well. They're forced to deal with parent stuff, with Cheerios all over the table.
They're forced with their nannies to deal with.
No, well, according to, I actually interviewed Angelina Jolie, and she claimed that they do all the shopping for milk and Cheerios.
They
and
do
the
their own stunts, huh?
Listen, Rusty, I actually pushed the cart at one point. I had my nanny run down the aisles and grab the food and put it in the cart.
All right. Well, let's start this show first, shall we? Let's start this show. Here we go.
Congratulations. You found the Twin Cities hit show.
Very well. Where do I begin?
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
You're lucky to be here.
Thank you, sir.
Reach for this one.
And now, a real hit show.
You sound like you got an axe to grind against the cause.
Bunch of losers gone loco, you bet I do.
Live from the Twin Cities.
Who the hell are you?
It's the Twin Cities hit show.
Oh boy, did my daddy talk about you.
Coming to you live from the Alive and Social Network studios.
Sound to me you've been reading a lot of newspapers printed in Washington, D.C.
And now, let's get this hit show started.
Well, cut my legs off and call me Shorty.
Yeah. Thank you to Quentin Tarantino and the cast of The Hateful Eight for joining our open this morning. By the way, Chuck, I know that we don't want to leave you out.
No,
it's the Christmas season, and don't tell me, are you Muslim?
Yes. Yes, I am. Sorry, Trump. Sorry, Trump. I'll be packing my bags.
You're on a list.
Does this season irritate you, being a Jewish person?
Living hell out of me.
Is it?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Well, it's crammed down my throat, which is part of it. But I just, I like the holidays. I like are the ones where you sit with family that you care about and you enjoy the moment. But Christmas has really gone far from that with the plastic Jesus in the yard and 8,000 presents.
It's always been. That's been for decades. That's been.
Can't stand.
If we didn't put up all the Christmas lights and crap, I believe that we can avoid the California power outages of the summer.
Well, and then you say there's a lot of Christmas songs that you refuse to listen to or you've never heard before. I've got a song for you, though, Chuck, and listen to this very closely.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Days of love, days of 8, days of Hanukkah.
Oh, yeah.
Every one of them goes with love.
Come on now.
This is the straight up Hanukkah jam.
Smoke it.
I'm going to put this on my iTunes, and I'm going to play this year round.
Yeah.
I'm kind of dancing here. I kind of like
See,
it.
you could roll your slow through town with the windows down.
Yeah. One cold arm.
Can you make your Toyota bounce? Do you have the hydraulics to do that?
I hope they play this in the Korean restaurant I'll be eating in at Christmas. I really do.
This is Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings.
Really?
She has a Christmas album, but one of the tracks, she threw you
a bone.
She threw you a bone.
So to speak.
I love that it's on the Christmas album.
Yeah, it's on there.
Maybe the most Jewish jam out there.
It's an appendix, if they even have those on albums.
You don't have too many Hanukkah holiday songs, though, do you?
Hanukkah's a dumb
So you should embrace Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings for doing this one.
Is she black?
Yes.
She sounds black, and I like it even better now.
Larry Miller is black, and he's got a wish, a Hanukkah wish for you, too.
Hey, TV's Larry Wilmore here. Happy Hanukkah! This is a holiday I celebrate every Hanukkah season, you guys. Yep, big Hanukkah fan here. Huge. Okay, fine. I don't observe Hanukkah. Look, I'm sorry for lying. But you know what? There's a reason for that. Nobody has ever invited me to celebrate Hanukkah with them. It's true. Come to think of it, when was the last time you saw any black person at a menorah lighting? We're not even in the stock photos for Hanukkah. And there's one of us in every stock photo. So come on. Invite me over, you guys. I like latkes. Is that right? Is that how you say it? I don't know. I just know they're delicious. Help me out here. Help a brother out. Happy Hanukkah.
What is he talking about?
I don't know. He's so full of shit. First of all, latkes taste like crap. So,
do they?
Yeah, they're terrible.
What's in them?
The potato?
Mashed potatoes. Just
so delicious.
Turned into a pancake. They're crap. Oh, they're terrible.
It's
Jewish
worse
food
than
is horrible.
Lefska or whatever?
Yeah,
Or
it's the same thing, I think. Isn't it? It's just, Jewish food is horrible. Sorry, Jews.
Sorry, Jews.
Your food sucks. Unless it's Cecil's. If you're Cecil's, that's good.
Well, you have to be able to make the food while being at the same time oppressed. So it's very difficult.
Not to mention, try cooking when you're neurotic. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities for it to be more nervous. Jews are very neurotic.
Hey, speaking of neurotic, where's Colleen Justice today?
She's here. She's under the table.
Ooh.
She's at her child's event, right?
Yeah.
What's the thing? What are the holiday pageant thing? Some anti-Jewish rally?
Yeah,
what?
Why is she not live from this? On location at a kids holiday pageant. That sounds wonderful.
You know, she's got her shit together when she's here, but I'm guessing with 4 kids that things are at home could be a little stressful.
Wait, 4?
4
came out of that?
What? What does that mean?
It means she's really holding the fort down.
No, he meant metaphor, like in an ethereal sense. It came out of that, like her soul has produced 4.
Happy Hanukkah. She had 4.
No, her baby maker made 4 of those things,
I know,
and she still looks really.
I made
really
4,
good.
and I look like hell.
That's the best part about being a guy. You can have as many babies as you want.
Still look like hell.
And still, you look like crap, and nothing changes, and it's wonderful.
And chicks will still do you, maybe.
Imagine if you're your dick got all floppy, from having a bunch of kids. It's every kid. Your penis got a little floppier. Your hips got big.
Your hips got.
All right, so.
Sorry, I love that. I'm like the Donald Trump of your guys' show, I feel. I come on and I just say mildly offensive things too early in the morning to hear it.
It's good. That's what we do here.
You're like, Joe, it's too early to talk about
You just
Asians
do it better.
look like turtles.
Yeah, we do it better. We need a code word for Joe. I don't know what
so
that is.
This is the soundtrack to Quentin Tarantino's new movie, The Hateful Eight.
I have
you heard
a thought
about
on
this?
They played. I was watching Fargo last night, a day late, and Fargo, by the way, wow, what a season!
Yes, however, their commercial breaks are way too long in Fargo.
Oh, I
commercial breaks
DVR.
almost longer than the segment. But anyway, go on.
So yeah, that's why it's an
Fargo.
hour and 17 minutes, hour and 20 minutes per episode. But they play The Hateful Eight, and I'm thinking this looks like a Coen Brothers film, not a Quentin Tarantino film. And Tarantino, I mean, he's one of my favorite directors. Pull the cop crap out of it. One of my favorite directors. But he's morphed. He's gone from the early Tarantino with that vampire movie to the really where he found his niche with Pulp Fiction to whatever this trailer made this movie look like. It looks like Coen Brothers wrote it, directed it, and
well, he's all about dialogue, and he is a huge cinephobe. So he knows the great directors. He knows the crappy directors.
Yeah.
He's a student of film. This one. Shot on 70 millimeter. I'm screening it tonight, 6 o'clock tonight, a private screening.
Ooh.
70 millimeter. He's calling it the Road Show. There's going to be a Road Show presentation of The Hateful Eight, where if you go on Christmas Day, select cities, I think Minneapolis made the cut. You walk in and just like Ben-Hur or the old big movies, there's an overture. As you're being seated, the film's rolling, but there's nothing there. You're just hearing the music, the overture.
Oh, my God.
Sweet.
It's a 3-hour movie. There's a 12-minute intermission.
Oh, for God's
where
sake.
they play
Yes.
music.
Yeah.
And then you can.
Dude.
It's like going to a Broadway show.
Dude, this is gonna be. I love Tarantino.
Yeah.
He's getting like. For a little while, everyone was like, "Oh, he's getting a little too big for his britches." And then he just makes these beautiful things.
I'm interested because the story is there's 8 people, and Kurt Russell is bringing a gal back to be
the big
hung,
white
and
beard.
Samuel L. Jackson. He's got his whole posse of the guys that have been in a lot of Quentin Tarantino movies. But for the most part, they're just locked. They're snowbound in the 1800s in this giant cabin in the mountains. So I'm really curious how that's going to hold up for 3 hours.
For 3 hours, that's right. Oh my gosh, they never leave
cabin in a
they
mountain.
Never leave the cabin.
It sounds obscene.
Oh, this is gonna be awesome.
It actually, I mean, it looks good. The preview looks good, but all I'm thinking is this is Coen Brothers.
He was on Kimmel last night talking about the script and how it got stolen.
Well, what happened was I'd written the first draft of the script, and then it got, I gave it to just a very few group of friends.
Right.
And somehow it got leaked in the industry. And so all of a sudden some agents had gotten it and were talking, and then all of a sudden a website put the script online so anybody could read it. And I reacted really badly to it. And the reason I reacted badly, because normally, when I write a script, it's usually kind of like this big, long novel that I start at the beginning and I end at the end. But in this movie, I decided to write it in a way that I have never had before. So it was me experimenting with a new way of writing. I wanted to write 3 drafts of the script, go through it 3 different times, tell the story 3 different times, and then decide, okay, this is the movie.
Right.
And so I did the first draft. And it was completely unfinished. There was an end. There was a end, but it wasn't the end.
Mm-hmm.
And there was even all kinds of elements, like say, what you know because you've seen the movie, the Lincoln Letter was brought up once at the beginning, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as you see the movie, it's actually carried through, and it actually becomes quite important in the movie. But I wasn't quite ready to do that in the first draft. And so it was a real kind of almost a gentler way of writing. And even the whole idea of telling the story 3 different times was a new idea for me. So to have it exposed in that first version like that was really got
terrible.
to me.
And the 3 people he gave it to, by the way, are the co-stars in the movie.
Oh, really?
Samuel L. Jackson, Tim Roth, Michael Madsen were the only 3 who got the script. So one of those 3. And at first, when it leaked, he said, that's it. I'm not making the movie. I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. But then he calmed down. He said, no, it's too good of an idea. And he went back to it. And he kept those 3 guys in the movie, knowing that one of them was a Judas.
Oh, wow. Oh.
One was a Jew? Is that what you said?
Judas.
God, why do you hate my people?
Betrayed Jesus.
You know I'm a Judas, right? You know I'm a Judas.
They think it's Michael Madsen. They gave him crap on the Jimmy Kimmel last night.
And no one has ever actually come on and admitted it?
No, they're all 3 have denied it, yeah.
It's like comedians. They're just horrible people.
Speaking of horrible, do you remember the interview that Quentin Tarantino did, I think it was like last summer, with some dude from British Channel 4, and he wanted to talk about violence, and it got really awkward.
No.
Did you ever see that? I'm going to play this is the moment where it got awkward with him. He wanted to talk about...
Why are you so sure that there's no link between enjoying movie violence and enjoying real violence?
I'm going to tell you why I'm so sure. Do not ask me a question like that. I'm not biting. I refuse your question.
Why?
Because I refuse your question. I'm not your slave and you're not my master.
Well,
you can't make me dance to your tune. I'm not a monkey.
I can't make you answer anything. I'm asking you interesting questions.
And I'm saying I refuse.
Okay. Well, no, I was just asking you why. That's fine. But you see, Jamie Foxx has said we can't turn our back and say that violence in films.
Well, then
or
you should
anything
talk
that
to
we
Jamie
do
Foxx.
doesn't have a
Then you
social
should talk to
influence.
Jamie Foxx about that. And I think he's actually here, so you can.
I'd love to, but I mean,
to his credit, this guy doesn't stop. He doesn't back down. He keeps trying to ask the question.
You know, it's interesting that you have a different view, and I'm just trying to explore that.
And I don't want to, because I'm here to sell my movie. This is a commercial for the movie. Make no mistake.
Well, you have views.
Yeah.
So you don't want to talk about anything serious?
I don't want to talk about what you want to talk about. I don't want to talk about the implications of violence.
I can't look away from this. This is a huge train wreck.
Great. I love it.
Because the reason I don't want to talk about it is because I've said everything I have to say about it.
Okay, that's
If anyone cares what I have to say about it, they can Google me. And they can look for 20 years what I have to say about it. I haven't changed my opinion one iota.
No, but you haven't fleshed it out. That's the only reason.
It's not my job to flesh it out.
Wow. No, it's my job to try and ask you to.
And I'm shutting your butt down.
And that's entirely your
This is a commercial from my movie.
No, but it's my job to try and explore some serious themes as well.
I invite you to explore some serious themes, but not
for another
things that I
couple
have already
minutes.
been on the record for.
They just won't either give it up. They're both on the opposite ends of a bone.
The pissing contest.
It's an enjoyable part of your movies for so many people, and that's why I'm talking about this, because it's a very sensitive time at the moment. I mean, the Vice President is talking to people in the movie industry today about violence in response
and you know where I stand on it.
Which is that there's no relationship. And
yes.
But you haven't said why you think there's no relationship.
It's none of your damn business what I think about that.
Okay, all right.
Well, it's my job to ask you why
it goes on and on.
What if this was like some big media stunt? Because that's brilliant. It's not. What if it were?
Oh my God. What's cool is Quentin seems fine with having this debate.
Oh, yeah, I think he...
And the reporter seems fine with dragging it out.
Quentin Tarantino strikes me as the kind of guy who would love this kind of conversation.
They're still having this conversation right now.
Yeah.
They like never ended.
And
it's
I
like
have
a staring
explained what
contest.
you're talking about. I'm just not getting
it's
it
still
a
going
year
on.
later. Yeah.
Because I don't want to, because I've done it already. I have explained this many times in the last 20 years. I just refuse to repeat myself over and over again because you want me to.
And now let's go live.
They're still going.
Oh, I love it.
So that comes out Christmas Day.
I'm stoked.
I get to see it tonight. I'll let you
so,
guys know.
You get 3 hours? Wow.
Yeah, I know. I have to tell my wife she needs to handle the kids tonight because Daddy's got a date with Quentin Tarantino.
Put the kids to bed early. It is time to party.
Yeah. Speaking of awkward interviews, CNN had Donald Trump's campaign representative on yesterday to try and get clarification on the no Muslims anymore until we figure this out into the United States. Basically, taking a stand against a religion, a specific religion. Here's a moment of that interview.
Is Donald Trump prepared to change the Constitution to support his proposal to ban Muslims from immigrating here?
Well, he doesn't need to because Congress has full authority to do that. It's happened several times in the past.
But that would be no. The Constitution says that the freedom of religion would prevent Congress from promoting one religion over another and restricting an individual's religious practices.
And there have been laws passed since that in wartime, Congress has the right to restrict immigration from countries that are hostile to the United States.
So now you're talking about countries as opposed to religion.
Well, I mean, we could talk about, he could label the religions. He's talking about Muslims, Arab nations, Arab countries. But it's all the same. They're
Islam,
Muslims.
No, Islam is a religion. Arab is not.
Right.
Oh,
Arab nations, Islam, Sharia law, however you want to say it. Donald Trump says Muslims. The majority of the Americans know that means Islam.
That does. You're right. Katrina, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Yeah, there's a distinction between a country that you're at war with and a religion.
That's why this whole animal is so hard for us to tackle. And yeah, it's we're far away from the internment camps of World War II. Grab all the Muslims, run them up, put them in a camp. There's your problem. I'll solve your problem. Camps.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Was he own a bunch of land in Arizona? Like he's just going to turn into the Trump internment camp?
We did that with the Japanese for a moment, and our nation's embarrassed by it.
You know he put his name on the side of an internment camp.
You know what?
Just Trump there in big neon letters.
We need to look at the positives. Out of internment camps came the standardization of sushi. If it weren't for that, I probably wouldn't like sushi today. So thank you, World War II.
Wow.
Yeah, so there you go. It became part of our popular culture. Here's the thing. There was just a clip on CNN sitting in our studio monitor.
Oh yeah,
I said this yesterday.
He just blinked. He's had his eyes closed for the last the
gentleman
on the right.
Ash Carter. Yeah.
For the last 4 minutes.
Oh, he's sleeping. He's
napping.
Please tell me this isn't happening.
The war on terror. Oh, he's back. Sorry. It's just, I'm sorry. It's the funniest.
I was saying yesterday that Trump, and this might have been off air, but that Trump, the way he's poisoning himself, it's almost like he's so outrageous that no one will embrace him. It's almost like he's planning to go independent. And they just put up here that he was saying that he's open to running as independent.
Even though he signed some agreements saying I will abide by the Republican Party and I'm beholden to you. And now he's thinking, I'm going to tear that up. And then there's other people saying, read his Art of the Deal. That's what he's doing. He says outrageous things, hoping you'll settle for what he wanted originally anyway. So he's just practicing his own Art of the Deal, which I saw some commentators said is the Art of the Deal going to be this generation's Mein Kampf. Because it's, I think that's pretty strong.
Everybody's really...
We have...
They're getting a little Hitler-y too early.
We have Donald on the phone. Donald, what's your opinion on
Sie wollte eine wahrhaftige Volkspartei sein. Und zweitens, sie wollte Herr kompromisslos die einzige Macht.
Alrighty, thanks, Donald. He seems angry.
Yeah, well, when it comes down to what he just said, it's all about semantics and the way he twisted his words like that. You see what he did there? The little play on words, kind of in the second sentence. Yeah.
Sure. They've the Daily News has a cartoon that has Donald cutting off the Statue of Liberty's head.
The cover of Wednesday's New York Daily News evokes Nazi Germany. It shows a cartoon picture of Trump beheading the Statue of Liberty. That quote references a poem written by a prominent Protestant pastor, Martin Niemöller, who spoke out against Hitler and spent the last 7 years of Nazi rule in concentration camps.
That was the poem where when they went after, the poem is translated to Trumpism, saying when he went after Mexicans, I said nothing because I'm not a Mexican.
Yeah. Oh.
When he went after women, I said nothing because I'm not a woman. When he went after Muslims, I said nothing because I'm not a Muslim. And now he's coming after me.
Yeah, well, so far, I have no problem with any of this. But, yeah, I mean, I'm kidding. Tongue-in-cheek, people.
I just don't understand. Could you see a world where Donald Trump is president?
A science fiction world where there's like bomb, 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 ba-dum, bomb, ba-dum.
Some weird Clockwork Orange kind of landscape, Soylent Green.
It can't happen, right?
It could happen.
I mean, it could totally happen.
It could totally happen, yeah, absolutely.
And 4 years of insanity.
Yeah.
And then from the rubble, 4 years later, then where do we go?
Yeah.
We're going to...
Well, and he does have a vocal group of supporters who are like, yes,
huge,
block the Muslims.
Yeah.
We agree.
Well, because they watch this Fox News and they're scared.
I don't watch
because they're ignorant.
What does Fox say about him?
Well, I think they're torn because a lot of their GOP party, Paul Rand included, came out strongly against the Donald Trump statements on the banning of Muslims, saying that it's un-American and we can't go down that road. So I don't know.
Like we talked about yesterday, there are shades of truth in many things he says that make a little bit of sense to me, but he goes so over the top with them, and he's just, nope, we're just not going to do that.
It's flabbergasting.
Yeah.
Flabbergasting.
And there's the whole crowd of people who are like, yeah, I saw him on CNN. They did, or no, it was CBS This Morning. They had a group of Americans, like 50 people, and they said, who supports this idea? More than half raised their hand.
Wow.
And they said, because it's getting out of control, and they're coming in, and they want to kill us. And
how do they find each other in public? Do they just, one of them start singing?
There's a nod. The's a look.
I think one just starts singing, I'm proud to be an American. And then the ones that also start, they like, all the other ones take up the song. At least I know I'm free. And they're like, there's one.
I have no confirmation of this, but my son is claiming, my 11-year-old son is claiming that his grandmother on his mother's side is a Trump supporter.
Yeah, I bet you he has a lot of
I don't know if that's true.
old elderly as supporters.
Boy.
Is there a poll? Is someone calling...
Man down. Get a man down.
We got a late start, but I told our guy that we were going to call him at 10:05. Jeff Balcom.
Off the grid. We are going off the grid, everybody.
Off the grid, baby.
We're going to let him explain his story, but basically he, through some red tape, bureaucracy, whatever, he lost his energy, he lost his power, and he's been without power for, well, he'll tell us, but more than 2 years.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, so he didn't just like build a cabin in the woods and he was like, I'm going off the grid. The power company was like, oh, you can't have any power anymore. And he's like, you know what? Screw your power. I didn't need your power in the first place.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Awesome.
All right, so I told him we'd call it 10:05. We're just a minute late. We'll see if Jeff's there.
Hello.
Jeff, is that you?
It is me.
Welcome to Twin Cities Hit Show. We have many questions for you. First off, do you have power yet?
I'm still a powerless man.
Metaphorically.
We've got Joe and Chuck with me here this morning, and everyone's wondering, how the hell did this happen? It goes back more than 2 years now.
Well, actually, it was the day after Thanksgiving of 2012. The meter pole was leaning on my property a little bit after a windy day, and so I called up Alliant Energy, and they sent 2 trucks and no pole.
Yeah.
And so I
sounds like a bad strip club.
Pole?
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 trucks, no pole from Iowa there over to Minnesota, right on the Minnesota-Iowa border, Elmore is. And so they said the pole is my responsibility. So they tied a small rope to my elm tree, and I have a couple tractors, and I pulled it straight there, and I strapped the other side to my tractor, which is still strapped to, and it hasn't changed since. But anyhow, they said they'd call me and tell me how much the pole was.
Wow.
So
what?
And with that, yeah, they said that the meter, the pole, was my responsibility.
Is
And
that?
I always understood that from the meter on was my responsibility.
Yeah, and so did you talk to their supervisors? Did you tell what's been going on?
Well, they called me then and told me it'd be $747 for a pole, and so then I emailed the Public Utilities Commission of Minnesota, and they sent me a nice form letter back saying this tariff and this tariff. You know, it takes a lawyer to read it, you know, but they were well within the law that they could charge for meter poles. And their supervisor says, well, when they switched from Interstate Power and Light to Alliant, they gave the property owners the poles.
They gave them.
Well, you know, I said I'm in the rental business. I have a little small motel, only 4 rooms, and then I got this cabin that I've been living in here now. But it's I said, you know.
Hey Jeff, what's the name of your motel?
Pardon me?
What's the name of your motel?
Oh, it's the Hilltop Motel.
Okay.
The Hilltop Motel.
And it doesn't have power?
No, it's since they cut power there, that had a lift pump and everything. I just drained the pipes, and I decided to just live in the cabin. So I drained the pipes and that, and so I only have one sewer bill now too, and that's for the cabin. So in effect, it affects more than just me. It affects the city because they only have one sewer bill now too, and so I have no. With my cabin, I have no lift pump or anything. It's all gravity flow. If you're going to go powerless, you must have a place on a hill, so that works out good.
Jeff,
basements,
what cable television channels do you get at your motel? Do you get HBO?
K11 came down. Boyd Hubert came down and did a nice story on that. So
I just can't believe there hasn't been a resolution. So they're just saying you got to pony up $700 and some bucks, and that's where it sits.
Right, and I said realistically, I said you need me worse than I need you. That's what I told him. I said, and if your pole's been on, I'd been there 12 years at that time. I said at that rate, I said you cut me a check for $100 a year for your meter being on my pole, and if that's the case, and cut me a check for the difference and bring a pole. They didn't like that.
So where does it stand now? They're just like, fine, go without power.
Where does the pole stand, or
where does
the pole still strapped to the tractor?
What about the situation, though? Are you fine just going without power then, and it is what it is?
I really am, because you acclimate to it. What they didn't know is, I wrestled 4 years for Jay Robinson at the University of Minnesota in the Big Ten, and I've been through a lot tougher things than going without electricity. So
you get that cauliflower ear.
I do have a lot of friends. Pardon me?
That cauliflower ear. It's real difficult.
Jeff was you were quite the successful wrestler for the Gophers, right? What would you say was your career highlight when you were a Gopher wrestler?
Well, there's several, but actually, I was kind of powerless my first 2 years. I didn't win a Big
see what
Ten
you did
match,
there.
And I came in.
I see
in that rookie season of Jay Robinson where we didn't win a dual meet in the Big Ten, and then by my junior year, I was a Big Ten runner-up along with the team. So we improved, but I did tie a guy my senior year who was a national champion. He was 36-0-1, named Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle.
And he was an Olympic champion.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There you go.
And I was ranked 4th, and he was ranked 2nd. We tied down at Arizona State Duels, and I had beaten the number 1 ranked guy, John Llewellyn, and then he turned around and beat me in the Big Tens. Of my 3 losses in the Big Tens, 2 of them were to John Llewellyn's Big Ten semis, the Big Ten finals. He's a 3-time Big Ten champion, and he was a national champion in '91, so he wasn't too bad either. But so I kind of went through the system and realized how to build up. And,
I heard Alliant Power gave John Llewellyn his own pole. They gave it to him. Gave him a new one for free.
That's not nice.
So those Illinois guys get everything.
What? How does it work though?
They might have. Pardon me. I gotta address that. They might have given Angle one too, but his is a slant that mine was at when I first called him. You get that angle, don't you?
What is a day in the life then of going without power? How do you get heat? How do you have electricity or light? How do you have a phone charger?
Okay, well, I'm sitting in my pickup right now just in case my space technology phone goes dead. You guys do know what a space technology phone is, though, yeah?
No.
Star Trek phone?
Oh.
Yeah, I've got a flip phone, and you open it up and say Kirk here.
Uh-huh.
So it's a real basic phone, so I'm not on my phone 24/7. In fact, Rusty made me feel powerless.
Huh?
Because he called me and said, call me and leave me a voice message. And so I called, and he's like my teenage nieces and nephews. Their voicemail box is full.
Oh,
so I was relegated to send a text message, which I'm very lethargic at, but we still communicated, and I appreciate it anyway, Rusty, putting me on the show.
Yeah. So your cabin, do you have light? Do you have, how does that work? Heat?
Well, the sun comes up, and that provides pretty good light in the daytime. And at night, the sun goes down so I can sleep. But I do have some little lanterns and so forth. And my mother gave me some of these battery-operated candles. And you can set them, and they come on 5 hours at night and different things.
Was that a Christmas gift?
Actually, it's only about 450 square feet. So it's a tiny house kind of a deal, like concept they have on some of these television shows.
Is this part of your dating profile, like your Tinder or Match.com? Like, I live in a 450 square foot house. Let's go out sometime.
I probably should. I got on Farmers Only, as I call it, FarmersLonely.com. But I haven't ponied up to get the premium. To actually correlate with these women. But
Jeff, you got to go premium. Go big or go home.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're gonna thank yourself later.
So you don't
keeping that cabin warm.
You don't feel out of the loop without television and watching, your favorite TV shows or the news or anything?
Yeah, Jeff, things that you might have missed. Donald Trump is a raving lunatic, and McDonald's serves breakfast all day now. Welcome back. You are now completely caught up on this.
They do have radio, and
yeah.
And one of my YouTube viewers, I do that on my laptop because I don't have a smartphone or anything. I do an episode. I try to do an episode a month and a half, but I just finished episode 20. But I heat my place with propane.
Okay.
And then in the wintertime, 2/3 of the cabin is plumbed, and the back third isn't. In wintertime, I actually have refrigeration and a freezer there, depending upon the temperature. So that works out pretty good. And I cook with my propane stove. And, you can eat canned goods in the summertime or go out to McDonald's and get breakfast all day, like you say.
Yeah.
But ironically, I went to a power meeting last January because Alliance sold out to 12 cooperatives called the Southern Minnesota Energy Co-op. And this Benco now that took over for Alliance July 31st, they would install a meter pole for free, but now everybody in Elmore is getting an $8.50 service charge and different things for that. But I went to this power meeting, and it was in Albert Lee back in January last year.
Uh-huh.
And Alliance said how reliable they were, dependable, and affordable. And in my powerless era, I go down and watch television at my buddy Denny and Tracy's house. They're pretty good people and watch a lot of football and so forth. And I'm down there quite a bit for that's kind of what I like, watching sports.
Right.
But the power's gone out at their house, I think, about 4 times in the time I've been powerless. And And it's gone out 3 times when I was there.
Oh, so you're
one
just,
of the times it went
you got
out,
the Midas
it was
touch
just
with
8
power.
houses. And 8 houses down, and one was there. It was a fuse in the pole. So it's kind of funny, this powerless thing follows me around.
Yeah, yes, you have the Midas touch when it comes to people with no power. So what's your plan? What's your plan for the future then? Do you see this? Do you see you getting back on the grid down the road?
Well, what I learned is at that power meeting is, even though this deal has gone through now, and I could get a meter pole for free at Benco, the rates are higher, and Alliant Energy is selling wholesale power to these 12 cooperatives for 10 years. So essentially, by becoming a Benco member, I'm still supporting Alliant Energy. And that's what I have the problem with. And, as a Gopher fan, it's pretty tough to watch press conferences on YouTube and see Alliant Energy supporting the Iowa Hawkeyes. And the irony there is Alliant Energy doesn't even supply power to Iowa City. So what's up with this advertising? I brought that up too, and like XL advertises for the Gophers. They got a cute ad this year. Went to a Gopher game, and they had a dryer ad with goalie the Gopher drying. He says, "Save energy, shrink your energy costs by drying back to back." Well, couldn't we shrink our energy costs by you not advertising to millions of dollars?
Oh. So it sounds like you're just fine trucking along with no power.
Well, yeah, I can probably get a little creative and maybe do some solar and some other, maybe wind eventually. But, in my world, it actually gets me out. I go out and sing some karaoke on the weekends, and it really hasn't hurt my lifestyle at all. So
in the motel part of it, you had to shut down because you have no power to run a motel. Then I shut that down, and the
You
only
should
problem
go powerless motel.
that I have is-
Advertise as a powerless motel. People want to get off the grid.
I think we might be able to do that. If this turns into if being on your program gets such an audience out there, people will be rushing to Elmore.
Exactly.
I might have to hook the water back up and then start up I do have a little generator I bought. Start up my generator once a month for the lift, or once a day for the lift pump, and clear that out, and it could actually work.
Well, hey Jeff, we got to take a break. People can get a hold of you on YouTube by searching your name or Powerless Balk.
Powerless Balk, BALC, Powerless Balk, or I got them linked in my Balcom auction website, so we have a lot of fun with it.
And then you charge up your computer at friends' houses? Is that how that works? That's how you post your video?
We have a very nice library here.
Gotcha, yeah.
And I call that the office.
All right.
So that works out good.
Well, thanks for taking a moment with us this morning. And I think, sincerely, if people are thinking about getting away, what happens in what's your hometown again? Elmore,
Minnesota.
Elmore. What happens in Elmore will definitely stay at Elmore if you fire up that no power motel.
There we go.
All right. Keep on keeping on, Jeff, and maybe we'll see you at the next karaoke.
Sure, that'll be good.
All right.
So, we appreciate it. Thank you.
There you go. Powerless Balk. Powerless Balk.
Later, Jeff.
In order to fight the power.
He's been fighting the power.
Wow. Let's take a break. I need a nap.
You need to take a nap?
Oh my god.
Wow. All right, we're going to take a quick break. The show's kind of off on its timing, but we'll be right back, all right?
The Twin Cities Hit Show. We'll be right back.
Third Street Brewhouse, built on a perfect site in Cold Spring, Minnesota, combining the state-of-the-art brewing facility with exceptional water. Hello, did we mention Cold Spring, Minnesota? They have a dream team of world-class brewers, resulting in unprecedented crafted beers. The core styles of Bitter Black IPA, Lost Trout Brown Ale, and Rise to the Top Cream Ale are intriguing yet satisfying. And look forward to seasonal and specialty beers. Nothing fancy, no fuss. It's all about the beer at Third Street Brewhouse. MacMen. Don't let your computer problems drive you mad. We are MacMen, Minnesota's premier tech consultants and problem solvers for Macs, mobile devices, troubleshooting, training, and much more. No more dragging your computer all over town because we come to you. We love making house calls to your home or small business. MacMen. Call 612-345-8005.
The Rusty Gatenby Review is the entertaining show about entertainment from movies, music, and more. Award-winning TV guy Rusty Gatenby and his review is the podcast with the biggest cast in entertainment. Part of the Alive and Social Network. You can get that Minnesota connection to Hollywood and beyond any time of the day or night simply by clicking on the RustyGatenbyReview.com. That's the RustyGatenbyReview.com. Part of the Alive and Social Network.
Introducing the Twin Cities' newest transportation app, Cruise. C-R-U-Z, with no surge pricing ever.
Cruise to that brewery.
Cruise to that concert.
Cruise to that ball game.
Cruise home from that party.
I like Tom Cruise.
No kidding.
I do.
Sensing a pattern? Cruise. That's C-R-U-Z, the new app that saves you money with no surge pricing ever. Book in advance and save even more with Cruise. Download the Cruise app. Follow him on Twitter @Time2Cruise to get weekly ride discounts.
Whenever you booze, use Cruise.
Download Cruise right now on iOS or Android.
Kenley and JC go to the same school.
And we both have cancer.
And they both came to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, where we've increased childhood cancer survival rates from 20% to 80%. With your help, we'll get to 100%. So how would you guys help St. Jude?
I'd carry his books. I'd buy him a dog.
Oh, what kind of dog?
St. Bernard.
Nice, Saints. Yes, it's good thinking.
Donate now at stjude.org or shop wherever you see the St. Jude logo.
You're listening to the Twin Cities Hit Show. Say it 3 times fast. We just dare you.
Baby, what you doing now? You're pissing me off.
On the break, you guys probably weren't paying attention. I emailed my power company. I told them to F you. I'm done. I'm off the grid.
Really?
I'm also going to run an extension cord to my neighbor's house.
We were off the grid for 8 minutes on this show. Do we blame Jeff?
Yeah.
He seems wherever he goes, he makes people have issues. We were 8 minutes late this morning, and it's because Jeff's on the show, I guess.
Yeah, I blame Jeff.
You know, there's a lot
Everything he touches loses power.
There's a lot of scams.
If he said powerless one more frickin' time.
There's a lot of scams going on. Jeff feels he's part of some sort of power grid scam. Andy Richter is here to tell us about some of the holiday scams that are happening. Hold on.
This first one's called the letter trick. Your children start writing letters to Santa Claus asking for things like Game Boys and hoverboards. Well, you don't want to disappoint him, so you buy those things. Santa gets all the credit and you're out $600.
Scale!
Conan's like, what?
Andy, that's not really a scam.
This next scam is called the Parent Trap. You're visiting your parents on Christmas Eve and they say, let's go to midnight mass. You're not much of a believer, but okay, if only to get out of their overheated house. Thing is, you've been sneaking shots of bourbon in the guest bathroom since 8:30. So now you're drunk in church, and the choir starts singing, and the spirit of Christmas fills you up. When the collection plate comes around, you drop your whole wad of cash in there. The final score is baby Jesus, $200, and you, nothing!
Scale!
I see what he's doing there.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys aren't laughing. I'll stop.
I like this bit.
I think
I'm listening.
the Balc took all the power from our show.
Oh, I'm powerless.
This gal, this reporter, you know, we've been having lovely weather. Are we a fan?
I'm so happy. I could live in Minnesota. I could live here.
I don't like this. It's December. I want snow out there. I want a white. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. I should write a song.
I had fun sledding that week. It snowed. But
this could happen first week in February, and that'd be fine. But not now. Yeah. Now I want the snow globe. I want the.
You're excited for the snow.
Now, yeah, now.
I want you Christians
but you
to hate your holiday.
You can't move that back a little bit. Rusty, you can't December 24th to like February.
He puts up decorations October 17th.
I'm in the mood for the snow now. Give me the snow. Make some fires on the weekend in the fireplace. Get in the mood now.
I'm in the
Save
spirit.
this, whatever we're calling it, Indian summer, until February. All right.
I believe it's Native American summer.
I'm sorry. It certainly ain't Muslim summer. I'm banning Muslim summers. All right, no Muslim summers.
Ojibwe summer, I believe is
Maybe
what
he
it's
meant
called.
Eastern Indian. Man, they have really good food.
This reporter in Ireland, they were having like a big rainstorm, and she went viral because of her. Well, she got pretty dramatic as she was reporting on the storm.
I'm coming to you from a very wet, very windy Salt Hill prom. The gales are still blowing in over the Atlantic Ocean here. But really, this is all about the rain. Storm Desmond is an exceptional rainstorm. The
Storm Desmond.
fall is averaging 70 millimeters in many areas and peaking at over
How big is that?
It's about
100 in others. Weather experts say that in the last 36 hours, many areas have experienced the equivalent of a month's supply of
She's dramatic. She's wincing in the
could
rain.
you imagine being married to her?
rain, and we will be following developments there. I suppose across
she ramps up. She's at 2. Wait till she gets.
How treacherous the weather conditions are here in the west and the northwest. Cannot repeat the advice often enough from
Now
the
she's
Gardaí.
going to bring it up to a 5.
Don't make unnecessary journeys.
Up to a 6.
I
want that as my ringtone.
And don't swim in the sea.
swim in the sea.
People have been spotted in the water here in Blackrock and
Slaughtered.
Salt Hill, both today and yesterday. Galway City Council say their actions are idiotic. Not only are they putting their lives in danger, but it is unacceptable and unforgivable to put the lives of people in the rescue services at danger as well.
She sounds like Charlie Rose there at the end.
By the way, Deirdre, you're supposed to be reporting on the sports game. Oh, wrong report. Sorry.
I kid you not. If you look this up on YouTube, it was one of those split screen. Her name is Teresa Mannion. There's another dude. They start out in a split screen. They go back to him once. He's like at the airport in town.
Yeah.
And his part of town wasn't nearly as bad. He's just like sitting there in his suit going, are we in the same world? And they cut to it. It's brilliant. They cut once to him for a reaction. He's just like hearing this in his earpiece. Like, is she high? How is she?
It's terrible. People are being slaughtered in the
Basically,
water.
he doesn't say this, but they cut to him, and he's like, yeah, no, it's not bad.
That type of piece heads?
I'm not sure what her gig is, but
Oh, my God.
it was great. Yeah. Teresa Mannion.
Yeah, could you imagine, though? Seriously, she calls you just, how was your day at work today? It was awful. The cubicle was full of the phone was ringing.
Yeah, it was just normal things.
Yeah.
The sun was out.
Hey, that was another thing out of our interview earlier. You
Yeah.
pointed out that the sun rises in the morning and it goes away at night.
Oh dear God!
Good to know.
And my first thought from when I was a baby was I was 1 year old, and it's like, dude, we didn't even ask you about that.
I was going to get to Bernie Sanders was on late night Jimmy Fallon show last night. He had comment on Donald Trump. Should we listen to Bernie for a second?
But
All right.
everybody has. That's the kind of the most genius thing about Trump. Everybody's talking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's on. People
Yeah.
can't not.
Yeah.
It's diabolical.
They're like trying to not talk about Trump, and they can't.
The debate is coming up soon. That's in 6 days. That's going to be incredible. Here's Bernie on Jimmy Fallon show last night.
You know, throughout history, you've had demagogues trying to divert attention away from the real issues. This country today faces some enormous problems. You know, we have a middle class that's disappearing. We have almost all new wealth and income going to the top 1%. We got climate change. We have a corrupt campaign finance system.
We got the neighbor kids won't stay off of my lawn.
And what somebody like a Trump is trying to do is to divide us up. We're supposed to, a few months ago, we were supposed to hate Mexicans, and he thinks they're all criminals or rapists. Now we're supposed to hate Muslims. And that kind of crap is not going to work in the United States of America.
Oh, Bernie.
I'm on board.
It's because you talk like him. You sound like him. Of course you're on board.
I'm a Bernie Sanders
be more
supporter.
cliche, would you? For
I'm sorry, I'm a
Christ's sake.
stereotype.
Yeah.
I'm high right now.
No, what else is new, Joe?
There's a thing going on in Turkey where a guy is he's about to face a big-time prison sentence because he mocked the president of Turkey.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
That's how it should be.
Stephen Colbert had a bit of that last night in his...
I hope I don't have to remind you that we are all lucky to live in this country. I really do love everything about America. Hot dogs, apple pie, baseball. Maybe not baseball. It's like watching grass grow with people in the way.
He has such good delivery.
Oh, yeah.
I will say, one of my favorite things about America is my constitutional right to make fun of the powerful. Senators, presidents, brands that don't advertise on my show. Sleep lightly, old El Paso taco seasonings. You picked the wrong guy to not give money to. But not everyone out there has that freedom. Take Turkey, where right now a Turkish man faces up to 2 years in prison for allegedly comparing President Recep Tayyip Erdogan to the character Golem from The Lord of the Rings. Now, just to be clear, Erdogan is not a name from The Lord of the Rings. I know it sounds like Erdogan could be Aragorn's dad, but obviously that's Arathorn. I don't have to explain that to you. Now, the whole
Don't
thing...
know what that means.
The whole thing started when Dr. Bilgin Çiftçi, again, not a Hobbit name, posted these side-by-side comparisons of Erdogan.
So if you Google it,
Facebook.
the dude does kind of look like Gollum. But the guy who did it in Turkey, he did it on his Facebook.
Yeah.
He's facing
Facebook?
prison time.
You can have Facebook in Turkey.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
So, I mean, that's incredible.
That would work pretty well in the
Can you
United
pull it
States.
up, Chuck?
Spell his name again. Erdogan?
Just
Just put
do
in
Turkey President
Turkey President
Gollum
Gollum.
photos.
I gotta say this. Dum, dum, dum.
It's just, insanity that there are countries. There it is.
Oh,
where you can't joke.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
googly eyes. Yeah, I get it.
So the guy who did that on his Facebook is now facing multiple years in prison for doing that.
Oh, that's
All right. So how did
it's pretty dead on. He's got like the
how did
same
the
reaction.
president find out? Did he do hashtag screw the president? President?
No, there's
Hobbit?
7 people in Turkey that have
so
Facebook.
I know
so.
they're friends.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. They're close friends.
It's-
He gets alerts, notifications. He does, and it's if this is the same one, I think it is. He's got side by side comparisons. The
Put
last
him
one,
in
they're both
jail.
eating, and they look the same.
Now, if you're the president of Turkey, don't you have thick enough skin to go, no, leave the guy alone. I'm not pressing charges.
Don't you just silently kill him? Don't you have like a group that just kills him in the night, and then you go, "This is why you do not fuck with me."
there-
I'm the president of Turkey.
What freaks me out, being a guy who loves Hollywood movies, I often scoff at the villains because I'm like, not believable.
Yeah.
But there's actually people in power of a country like Turkey whose skin is so thin that he's going to hunt down or he's going to prosecute some dude who made a jokety-joke photo on his Facebook, and they're going to waste time taking him to court. And then, oh, by the way, he's probably going to get railroaded to prison time.
Hey,
That's reality.
Well, here was their defense. This is the lawyer's defense. By the way, the guy's a doctor.
The guy, the
that
Facebook
did-
guy.
Yeah. And so the defense was that Gollum's not a bad character.
Yeah, he's a good. Gollum's not a villain. Yeah, that's what they're going to try and do.
Wow.
They're just that they have to even waste their time doing this, though, is amazing. And Turkey's one of our allies. They're supposed to be on the good team.
Didn't somebody tell him?
They killed a Russian recently.
Didn't somebody
Yeah, they
tell
shot
him
that
that
down.
like you look like a bigger pussy if you go after this guy? Just
Yeah.
let it go.
Do you want to be
President, just
do you
let it
want
go.
to be considered a player in the Western world, or do you want to be considered an idiotic, childish president?
Yeah, your baby,
You
your
big
big fucking baby.
I think I want to move there.
Yeah, and they're supposed to be on the good team, Turkey, and yet they prosecute their citizens for doing jokety-joke photos on Facebook.
Imagine
Rusty,
it-
I apologize for comparing you to Gollum.
Imagine how full the fucking prisons would be
Yeah.
if America did that Like where it was just like everyone that posted mean shit on Facebook, like just is in jail.
You know who I think should be president? Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, bringing it back home. So how does one get on the list, the short list at the Rusty private screening? Is it full up?
It is. It's.
I bet you it's usually full up.
The
right?
RPS, yeah.
It's full up. Some of these invites, like I got one, a lot because I'm a member of the Broadcast Film Critics Association. They coveted my votes for awards, Best Picture, Actor, Director, and all that shit. I got an invite just yesterday to a screening, and they go on with this long list of cannot take a guest, cannot take a co-anchor, cannot take a friend. They will be turned away at the door. Cannot tell people you're going to this screening, Star Wars, or you will not be able to get in.
Wow.
I'm like, this movie that I cannot mention, Star Wars, is promoted everywhere.
Yeah, no kidding.
There's whole theme weeks.
I heard a commercial for it recently.
The Great Wall of China. They put 500 stormtroopers on the Great. If you Google this, it's an amazing photo.
Yeah.
The Great Wall of China, and then it's just stormtroopers, just
Wow.
this white sea of stormtroopers.
Wow. Can you Google that a second?
But
I want to see that.
I've been trying to buy one of those costumes for real.
Oh yeah, I see now. Okay, I would totally get into
They're
some role
$800
play and stuff.
Oh, so are we talking sex? I'm not having sex with you.
Yeah, you can you take that part of the uniform out.
By the way, I was
$800. I've been trying to find these things on eBay for about 3 years.
I was at a gathering, and somehow something with a fox came up, and then they said, "Oh, someone was playing the fox game," and I went, "You know, we had that. I
check that out. Is that not
Is
outrageous?
that real?
That's freaking real."
Oh my god.
Chuck, you would appreciate this.
Yeah,
at a party, and
Sorry.
someone with hunting, and someone mentioned fox, and then they said, "Oh, are they going to play the fox game where you stick a tail in it?" I went, "Oh my God! You'd heard about that?" She goes, "Yeah, I heard about it on your show. It was a listener."
Oh, hey-oh. Nice. That's a thing.
I went, "Whoa! All right, yes, that's right."
That's a thing.
The fox, the are you talking?
They
the
get
bum plug?
naked and they put a foxtail butt plug in.
Yeah, there's also the horses, and there's a horse tail.
Man.
So, wow. I heard about that on your show.
Oh, man.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Well, you learn something new every day.
You do.
It's
Hey,
if you want to be a horse at night, or you want to be a fox, go ahead.
we got a message again from
the privacy of your own home.
RuPaul wants to keep us in the Christmas spirit as we wind this show down. Ru, yes?
Jingle, 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 jingle.
Wait,
Jingle,
is
jingle,
this
jingle,
real?
jingle, jingle.
Yeah.
Is this a real thing?
Jingle, 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 bell, bell, bell.
Oh my God.
Night before Christmas at your crib. Roll up to the spot
man.
for the shindig.
Is this really RuPaul?
Your body looking
Yes.
so dead. Uncle on the couch looking ready for bed. See, I'ma fix your Christmas party. Get these people acting naughty. Trying to sit some cider with some kicked up in it. See, we're mixing up a brew.
Oh my God, I want to pump this in the Cadillac for a month.
Somewhere Bing Crosby is rolling over in his grave.
I want to see the video to this. I am in.
RuPaul.
I am in, Mrs. Paul.
Who we got on the show tomorrow?
Who do we have on the show? It's tomorrow Thursday.
I got a singer.
Oh,
coming
well,
in?
we lost Billy Danker due to laryngitis. I don't know if his fill-in's going to work out. We might not have a guest one.
Really? Oh, damn. Because I could have had some come in. The backup singer's not coming in.
It doesn't sound like it. That didn't turn out.
We're gonna have Joe coming again. We got Nicole Remini coming in Monday to talk about her Dancing with the Stars and
For realsies?
Scientology stuff. Yep. Then we got Mike Binkley is going to come in on Wednesday, talk about his retirement from WCCO. So we got that going on next week.
Okay. He'll
All right,
remember me.
Come on in. You're not doing anything. Drive your Cadillac. And
Yeah.
Crank
I
this
would
though.
definitely be here. Yeah, just you can hear me coming. Oh, here comes Joe.
I can't because you always rear-end a car as you're parking.
Rusty made my day with it. This is awesome.
All right. Well, we'll see everyone tomorrow. Colleen will be here tomorrow.
You're darn right.
We'll look forward to the weekend, run down stuff from overnight, and just wind the week up on a good note. All right? In the meantime, jingle dem bells.
Always have a blast over here. This is so wonderful.
We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, guys.
See you tomorrow, kid.